Have you read the book Start With Why, one of the best sellers globally? If yes, then you might know Simon Sinek, the author of this bestseller, an unshakable optimist who helps people to build their bright future. Simon Oliver Sinek was born in 1973 in Wimbledon. In 1991, Simon completed his graduation from Northern Valley Regional High School at Demarest. To focus on advertising, he left his law school in 1991. In addition, he received a BA in Cultural Anthropology from Brandeis University. He is a British-American author and an inspirational speaker. Simon is the author of the following 5 books. Start With Why, How Great Leaders Inspire Everyone to Take Action -2009, Leaders Eat Last, Why Some Teams Pull Together and Others Don't -2014, Together is Better, A Little Book of Inspiration -2016, Find Your Way, A Practical Guide for Discovering Purpose for You and Your Team -2017, The Infinite Game -2019. Out of these, Start With Why is the one which changed the mindset of numerous individuals. This article lists some of the best Simon Sinek quotes on leadership, success, and entrepreneurship, which will surely benefit you and change your mindset as well. Irrespective of your field or interests, these Simon Sinek quotes will guide you to grow in your life and to achieve your dreams as well. Without sparing a second, let's get started with some of the life-changing Simon Sinek quotes, which are listed as follows. The challenge of the unknown future is so much more exciting than the stories of the accomplished past. You might also have experienced that thinking about past accomplishments and achievements might excite you too much. But this one from Simon Sinek quote states that the unknown future is far more exciting than the past achievements. If you want to be a great leader, remember to treat all people with respect at all times. For one, because you never know when you'll need their help. And 2, because it's a sign you respect people, which all great leaders do. Simon Sinek quotes here explains that to be a great leader, you've to respect everyone and their opinions every time. This is a trait of all great and successful people. Great leaders are willing to sacrifice numbers to save the people. Poor leaders sacrifice the people to save the numbers. Great leaders always prioritize the ones who trust them. On the other hand, poor leaders tend to go for luxuries instead of thinking of their people. If you hire people just because they can do a job, they'll work for your money. But if you hire people who believe what you believe, they'll work for you with blood, sweat, and tears. This one from Simon Sinek quotes is one of the best quotes on leadership and trust. Employers hire employees for their business, but if you hire the ones who believe in your dreams, they'll try to put their efforts more than their potential. Leadership isn't about the next election, it's about the next generation. True leadership focuses on the better life of the next generation, instead of how to get power again. No matter when or where, always bring your A game, because you never know when it'll open doors for you. This one from Simon Sinek quotes is trying to understand that, irrespective of thinking about the situation or results, you should give your best. This will open the doors of opportunity for you. Nike doesn't want to make products for everyone. They want to make products for champions. Nike prefers quality over quantity. They don't focus on filling everyone's needs. They try to make their products magnificent, which eventually address people to become their customers. If you have the opportunity to do amazing things in your life, I strongly encourage you to invite someone to join you. Not every individual gets the opportunity to work on their dreams and ambitions. Simon Sinek quotes here trying to make you understand that if you've got an opportunity to do great, just invite someone having the same interests and intentions. The most effective leaders are actually better at guarding against danger when they acknowledge that it exists. Cowards, in contrast, cling to the hope that failure will never happen and may be sloppy in the face of danger, not because they don't acknowledge that it exists, but because they're just too afraid to look it in the eye. In this whole universe, no such individual or company exists who never faced any of the failures. Failure will be the most important part of the journey if you know how to tackle it. Here, this one from Simon Sinek quotes is stating the characteristics that true leaders possess. Leadership is absolutely about inspiring action, but it's also about guarding against misaction. Without any doubt, a leader should be an inspiring person, but in addition, protecting people from any sort of misactions also comes under the major responsibility of a leader. Anyone can sell a product by dropping their prices, but it doesn't breed loyalty. Selling the products just by dropping prices isn't any difficult job these days, but the most important thing is to be loyal to your customer, vice versa. The quality of a leader can't be judged by the answers he gives, but by the questions he asks. This quote from Simon Sinek quotes depicts the quality of a great leader. An ordinary person can frame the answer to any question in the best way, but a leader is one who asks the right question. Don't quit. Never give up trying to build the world you can see, even if others can't see it. Listen to your drum and your drum only. It's the one that makes the sweetest sound. If you have a vision, then you don't have to worry about other people's opinions. You've to try, fail, and learn from it. That's the path to success. The goal isn't to do business with everybody who needs what you have. The goal is to do business with people who believe what you believe. Simon Sinek's quote here addresses that. Being an employer, you should hire the ones who believe in you, instead of looking for one having good academic records. Spending too much time focused on others' strengths leaves us feeling weak. Focusing on our own strengths is what, in fact, makes us strong. One of the most important things you must know is that everyone is unique and all have their struggles. This one from Simon Sinek quote states that, instead of focusing on others' strengths, we should work to overcome our weaknesses. Great leaders don't need to act tough. Their confidence and humility serve to underscore their toughness. Confidence and the humility to work for the sake of people is one of the traits found in great leaders. They don't require any sort of show off to get the attention. No matter how many or how few people you have reporting to you, you must remember that as you climb higher in the ranks, your words will be taken as commands even if you're just thinking out loud. Getting in a higher position means getting loaded with a bunch of responsibilities. Irrespective of the people in your surrounding, you must have to be clear about your goals. Actions speak louder than words. All companies say they care, right? But few exercise that care. There are only a few of the companies that focus on filling the holes of problems their customers are facing. Every company tends to show its care, but only a few work on it. Leaders who fail are the ones who do it by themselves. Leaders who succeed are the ones who allow others to help them. This quote from Simon Sinek quotes shows the exact reality of successful leaders. If you take an example of any of the successful leaders, then one thing you'll find common is they believe in working in groups instead of working alone. Good listeners have a huge advantage. For one, when they engage in conversation, they make people feel heard. They feel that someone really understands their wants, needs, and desires. And for good reason. A good listener does care to understand. One of the best quotes from Simon Sinek quotes on communication. Communication doesn't only deal with talking with someone or giving a speech in front of an audience. The main part of communication is listening, and good listeners eventually become successful in their domain. Leadership is a way of thinking, a way of acting, and, most importantly, a way of communicating. A leader should consist of the quality of thinking, acting, and communicating with people. The integration of these qualities makes a true leader. Though we may have desires or bold goals, for whatever reason, most of us don't think we can achieve something beyond what we're qualified to achieve. Why, I ask, do we let reality interfere with our dreams? One of the Simon Sinek quotes, which you should ask yourself, can you go beyond your limits? Absolutely yes. When you push yourself to do hard work for your dreams, you'll surely start getting results. Curiosity is essential for progress. Only when we look to the world beyond our own we can really know if there's room for improvement. Creativity comes from imagination, and imagination comes from curiosity. If you look at entrepreneurs, then one thing you'll find common is they're too curious. That's why they work for the improvement of our lives. We can't all be good at everything. This is partly the logic behind having a team in the first place, so each role can be filled with the person best suited for that role, and together, every job and every strength is covered. Everyone has some flaws and some capabilities in themselves. This one from Simon Sinek quote says that each role should be divided between the team members. Thus, to make a better team, every one of us has the capacity to lead. There is no doubt that you can't lead the team. Everyone has the potential to become a leader. You just need the right direction and start putting effort into it. That's it. I know there's a difference between being successful and feeling successful. And if you ask me if I feel successful, the honest answer is not yet. Being successful is based on certain criteria, which are decided by others. But feeling successful is what we feel of ourselves. Entrepreneurs see the thing they want or need, then try to figure out a process of how to get it. People who shouldn't be entrepreneurs see the standard process they need to go through to get the thing they want or need, then decide if they want to go through that process. This quote from Simon Sinek quote depicts how an entrepreneur sees the world. They work on making their lives easier. On the other hand, ordinary people get stuck on the traditional process. Entrepreneurs must be practical experts. They need not set out to be subject matter experts in what they do. They must set out to solve a problem or pursue some cause or purpose greater than themselves. Becoming an expert in a subject requires attending a lot of lectures and reading a lot of books as well. But to be an entrepreneur, you've to be practical. This one from Simon Sinek quotes explains that to be an entrepreneur, you've to work in the real world and have to learn from past experiences. To spend more money, you've to have more money. But time is fixed and we all have the same amount to spare. How we choose to spend it can make a significant difference on the impact we have in our careers or in the world. Choosing time according to our priorities is one of the most underrated things, which we often ignore. To spend the time wisely throughout the day, you've to keep track of the same. If no one ever broke the rules, then we'd never advance. Rules are made by some of the educated people, and they aren't meant to be broken. But if no one had broken the rules for a cause, we can't experience this high-level advanced technology. Whether individuals or organizations, we follow those who lead not because we have to, but because we want to. We follow those who lead not for them, but for ourselves. This quote from Simon Sinek quotes tells the actual reason behind the following leaders. Anyone can lead, but you should follow those who will lead for you. I try to find, celebrate, and teach leaders how to build platforms that will inspire others. Telling himself, Simon used to teach and celebrate everything. That's why people get inspired by him and follow him as well. The hardest part is starting. Once you get that out of the way, you'll find the rest of the journey much easier. Whenever you try to start something from scratch, you've to face numerous obstacles. This is also one of the reasons people use to give up on their dreams. Time and energy are the most valuable sacrifices leaders can make. This one from Simon Sinek quote says that to be a great leader, you've to sacrifice your time and energy and have to invest it in productive work. I'm investing in myself, I'm investing in others, and I'm investing in my cause. I know if I persist it'll pay back in dividends, and it always does. Investment doesn't only mean investing in stocks or shares. It also means investing in people as well. If you invest in the right people, they too will give you dividends in a different manner. Good marketing speaks to human beings, the way human beings understand and take the information. Simon Sinek quotes here explains what good marketing is. Marketing should be done in such a way it can make an impact on the minds of people. Purpose doesn't need to involve calculations or numbers. The purpose is about the quality of life. The purpose is human, not economic. Purpose doesn't come with wealth or with the support of numerous individuals. The actual meaning of purpose is when you have some people who believe in you. Trust doesn't develop from always doing the right thing. Trust comes from taking responsibility when we do the wrong thing. This one from Simon Sinek quotes explains that if you take any responsibility, and even if you fail, then people will trust you because you took the responsibility. Innovation isn't born from the dream. Innovation is born from the struggle. Instead of having a dream, if you start working on your dreams, you might face failures. But this is the phase where you have to learn a lesson. And this is where innovation comes. Communication isn't about speaking what we think. Communication is about ensuring others hear what we mean. Simon Sinek quotes here tell what good communication is. To be a better communicator, you must have the skill of listening actively to people. True strength is the courage to admit our weaknesses. Strength isn't showing only the strong points where you're already equipped. If you can honestly admit your weaknesses, then it's your strength. When we are selective about doing business only with those who believe in our why, trust emerges. The most important thing in business is trust. Once the people whom you're working with start believing in our plans, then the trust will eventually develop. Greatness starts with a clear vision of the future. Every achievement comes from envision. That's why to become great, you should have a clear vision. You should persist even though there are some short-term stresses, and even though there is some uncertainty because it's the right thing to do. Short-term stresses will surely arise when you start working on your long-term goals. Simon Sinek's quote here explains how important persistence is in your journey. When we're in groups, when we're surrounded by people who believe what we believe, trust emerges and our very survival and progress goes up. Progress in anything will eventually go up when you're surrounded by people having the same intentions as yours. Also, they'll trust you. Happy employees ensure happy customers, and happy customers ensure happy shareholders. In that order, being a business person, the first job you should have is to create a positive surrounding and keep your employees happy. Then they'll not disappoint any of your customers. A boss wants to pay for results. An employee wants recognition for effort. If a boss recognizes effort, they'll get even better results. This one from Simon Sinek quotes is quite similar to the previous one. Recognizing the employees will be beneficial for you, your employees, and your customers as well. If we were good at everything, we would have no need for each other. No one is completely flawless in every aspect. That's why the roles are divided to each individual everywhere. All organizations start with why, but only the great ones keep their why clear year after year. During the initial stage, every organization or company has clarity about its why, but after a year, the majority of them forget what they've to work on. Work requires effort. Things we love to do feel effortless. Only do the things you love and you'll never have to work again. A perfect definition of passion. This one from Simon Sinek quotes defines how you can work stress-free. For this, you've to find your interest and have to put your efforts into it. If a movement is to have an impact, it must belong to those who join it, not those who lead it. The sake of people should always be a priority, rather than of an individual. If there will be something beneficial behind the movement, then it'll be worth it. The difference between those who do and those who don't is that those who don't believe it when they're told they can't. Simon Sinek quotes here is trying to explain the nature of the people who take action for themselves. What others say doesn't bother them. Because of this, they become successful. Remaining calm in times of desperation makes way for opportunity. Desperation is the best way to know how patient and persistent you are. If you can relax in that situation, you'll surely find an alternative path. We should all have an opportunity to feel a part of something, not just have a part in something. Feeling a part of something and having a part of something is quite similar, but there's a big difference in it. This one from Simon Sinek quote says that opportunity should be in such a way that don't have to feel uncomfortable. We learn most not from all of the things that go right. We learn most when everything goes wrong. Doing the right things gives us the confidence to work on the same thing. But if you do something wrong, then you'll get to know how right things work. Progress and innovation happen when you set unrealistic goals. Unrealistic goals are the ones that push us to do unrealistic things. If you set unrealistic goals, then you'll get ahead in the crowd. True love exists in business. It's when employees and employers are amazingly grateful to have each other. We should all have true love at work. Simon Sinek quotes here defines the bonding between an employee and an employer. If both of them have a love and gratitude for each other, then it's nothing less than a perfect relationship. It's better to go slowly in the right direction than to go speeding off in the wrong direction. If you're going in the right direction, it means you're moving positively. But if you're going in the wrong direction, that means you are going down negatively, irrespective of your speed. Trust is maintained when values and beliefs are actively managed. If companies don't actively manage, if companies don't actively work to keep clarity, discipline, and consistency in balance, then trust starts to break down. Simon Sinek quotes here tell the way to maintain trust. For this, you've to be transparent with your colleagues about your work. If companies fail to maintain clarity, then they'll surely break their trust. The responsibility of leadership isn't taken, it's given. Only when others choose to follow us can we truly lead. Responsibility isn't any property that can be handed over to the other person. This one from Simon Sinek quotes explains that responsibility should be handed over to those who are truly capable and ready to lead individuals. These were some of the best Simon Sinek quotes on leadership, success, and entrepreneurship. These Simon Sinek quotes might change your way of looking at things. There is also a golden circle made by Simon Sinek, which describes the main perspective of the influence of successful leaders and organizations. This is also explained in the above Simon Sinek quotes in detail. Simon Sinek always believes in people who believe in him more than anything. After reading these Simon Sinek quotes, you too get to know what is the way of thinking of Simon Sinek. In addition, he also tries to inspire people to grow in their life. You might also notice that the Simon Sinek quotes mentioned above don't insult anyone based on any of the criteria. As the conclusion of this article on Simon Sinek quotes, which you might have liked, and also get some knowledge about leadership and entrepreneurship. Other than these Simon Sinek quotes, if you wish to know more about leadership and relevant niches, then you can read his books as well. Do like and share with your near and dear ones.